Right, and as we continue with marking a Global Handwashing Day to increase awareness and understanding about the importance of hand washing with soap as an effective and affordable way to prevent diseases and save lives. Water scarcity and access to clean water is becoming an increasing challenge in South Africa. We look at ways to promote hygiene despite these challenges. Let's take this discussion further when I'm joined via Zoom by Belinda Makhofola, who is an environmental manager at the National Department of Health. Thank you very much, Belinda, for joining us here on SABC News. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, and good afternoon to the viewers.
All right, so we're observing this day, unfortunately at a time in South Africa, that we're also dealing with droughts in some part of the country and a lack of access to water in many parts of the country. How do we then, on the back of that, encourage people to, take care of their hygiene using what we lack, which is water?
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. And I think it's very important looking at what we're facing right now in the country with regards to water scarcity. But when we promote hand washing with soap to prevent diseases, it's also important that we also talk about, conservation of water. How do we conserve water? So in preaching the hand washing messages, we don't only focus on washing hands with soap. However, we look at other means that people can protect themselves against germs, such as the use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers, the use of wipes. And coming back to the issue of water and soap, you really don't need that much water to wash your hands with soap. So we are really promoting that people use water as little water as possible in washing hands with soap. The trick in hand washing is actually the friction, the rubbing, the soap. We just use as little water as possible to rinse. So the main message here is that we need to keep our hands clean, whether we use hand wash sanitizer, we use wipes, we use water and soap, but as little water as possible.
All right, let's talk then while we commemorate the day. Perhaps if you can take us through some of the sort of effective, how effective hand washing can be and how great an impact it can have on the prevention of diseases in general, good health.
Okay, you see, I think in South Africa, for one, diarrheal diseases are a major public health problem. Yeah. So in terms of the importance of water, research is showing us that water and washing hands with water can reduce diarrheal diseases for up to 40%. And in neonatal care, if it's practiced, it also reduces the neonatal death and mortality by up to 45%. So it has got a very key importance in terms of disease prevention, and not only COVID, because a lot of people took up their hand washing messages and they ran with it and they practiced during the COVID, but then it looks as if like people only associate hand washing with COVID. But there are many other diseases that can be prevented by washing hands with soap, such as cholera, dysentery, and many other preventable diseases that are related to poor water, sanitation, as well as hygiene. So there are many other various diseases that can be prevented by washing hands with soap. Evidence has proven that washing hands with soap is very cost effective, it's easy. However, we still, seeing challenges where people really have not taken up hand washing to become a habit, which is, a challenge that we are still facing. Is a war that, as a department, as communities, we still have to fight to ensure that we adopt hand washing as a habit.
Yeah, I want to actually go back to the issue of water scarcity, because it obviously is not something that's going to change. Water will become increasingly scarce, and the issue of conservation of water. Here in South Africa, are we doing enough when it comes to, conserving water and even possibly reusing water? I mean, I've seen in Japan, for example, where, hand washing water in bathrooms is reused and repurposed to flush toilets. I mean, you hardly see things like that in South Africa where we're actively trying to conserve water and reuse water. Should we be doing more than that?
We definitely should be doing more. We definitely should be doing more. There are many programs that are being run. I'm sure you are aware of them, being run by various departments on how to conserve water. But I think in South Africa, we're still using water as if it's something that will never run out. So there's still a lot to be done in terms of ensuring that the message gets through to our communities as how important it is for us to conserve water and to reuse water. So there are many other programs that are run especially in the rural communities around rainwater harvesting, around reuse of water, using treated water for gardening, reusing our wastewater for other purposes rather than just throwing water away. So there is still a lot that we need to be doing in our country to ensuring that we really take care of this scarce commodity, which is water.
All right, Belinda, thank you very much for talking to us. Belinda Makhofola, who's the Environmental Manager of the National Department of Health.